Tonight's headlines are brought to you by McDonald's.
Good evening, Commonwealth, and thanks for watching the Channel 2 News. I'm Ashley McDowell. Let's take a look at tonight's top stories. Discussions get heated at NMTI about transition of power. Also tonight, a male does not survive a drowning incident on the east side of Saipan. And sanctions have been ordered against IPI in district court. In sports, the island's first golf tournament of 2021 is a smashing success. Stay with us, these stories and more are next.
For the different beats of your life, we're here to keep you connected the way you want it. Plans made for you, by you. Build your own bundle with Link. Select the internet, entertainment, mobile, and home phone plans that fit your lifestyle. Pay for what you want, not for what you don't. Build your own bundle and save with Link.
A meal replacement smoothie is a great way to keep your fitness goals on track during the holiday season, and they taste great, fast, and easy. The December smoothie of the month is Minty Java Chocolate Chip, and it's just $5. Check out the Shake Cafe, Gold's Gym, Garapan.
Our new McDonald's Spicy Chicken McNuggets are just the right amount of spicy. A small to medium Sprite kind of spicy. Let's get a McFlurry after this kind of spicy. But if you get the mighty hot sauce, it's napkins up for foreheads now kind of spicy. This came from McDonald's kind of spicy? Because our Spicy Chicken McNuggets, breaded in tempura and made with cayenne, are just the right amount of spicy. Unless you remember what I said about the sauce. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Half a day, Tirawami, and good evening, Commonwealth. Today is Wednesday, February 17th, 2021. The only trade school in the CNMI faces some uncertainty of continuing classes as they go through a complicated transition phase. Sally Lemus reports.
A lot of pressing matters discussed at this morning's meeting with officials from the Northern Marianas Trades Institute and the House Committee on Education. One of the biggest concerns was the submission of the transition plan that officially recognizes NMTI as a government entity. Mario Valentino is the new chairman of the Board of Trustees, who states they were able to reach the deadline of 180 days, even though there were many challenges.
The goal was to obviously get to transition before the 180 days to come up with an ideal plan. It was a tall order to do with the volume of stuff that you had to do, and waiting on various things like audits, waiting on tagging and listing everything and all the reports. So quite a bit of a challenge.
But there are still some requirements lacking.
It's required by law for us to have certain things in this transition that are requirements that we must do. One of them is working with DPL, which we're doing right now, to get, there's more mechanics that need to happen, part of the transition. The building has to get transferred officially over to the Technical Institute. And we still need an audit. We need an official audit. We got a lot of financials, but the law says it needs an audit. We do not have an audit.
A little heat arose as Agnes McPheeters, who is NMTI CEO, expressed the lack of teamwork and communication between the new board and the old board during this transition phase.
I have been working with the bank for the last 3 weeks to try to pay everything, to try to close everything, and we have 5 pennies. as of February 11 what we have in the bank. Tomorrow is the deadline to close the bank, but I haven't had the chance to work with the trustee or ask me or ask so that we can work together. No, I'm totally out. All of us are totally out. Totally out. So if we close this tomorrow, there won't be any place to open the account. I asked our board if we could draft also a resolution for them, and I had them reviewed by our legal counsel to open those accounts so we can take from this account to that account so they will be seamless, no disruption. It's not done.
But according to Catherine Attow, a member of the new board, the Attorney General's office clarified the guidelines of the transition process.
Everything should be in abeyance because we're in transition. Records should not be continued to be produced and so forth because we're in transition. No decision should have been made for 2021 because we're in transition. Right now there's no budget. And this was given to the CEO, to the Records Committee in October of 2020. Now, if I understand the need education to continue. But if we would have stuck with that, we wouldn't be in the position where we are right now.
The continuity of education was another big concern for NMTI officials. Some expressed their support to reopen their doors to the students, while some thought it was best to complete the transition phase first. Another issue is funding. NMTI officials say they did not receive any money from the CW1 funding, which is supposed to be their sole source.
How is it possible that NMTI, when was the last time you received CW1 money? That's the question that I have. Because I've heard of Latte and other schools getting CW1 money, and then I hear the same old excuse that's always being used and for some time now, is that, oh, NMTI is not getting CW1 money because they are not submitting the documents they need to submit. I have heard that multiple times from certain people.
NMTI was able to keep their services through SNILD appropriations and hopes to receive more in order to maintain classes. As NMTI awaits the approval of their transition plan, the question of whether classes will continue cannot be answered yet.
A male was pronounced dead over the weekend due to a drowning at Lau Lau Bay in Dan Dan. Officials from the Department of Public Safety says they received a call Saturday around 5:30 p.m. reporting an overdue swimmer. Patrol, medics, and the impact rescue boat were dispatched to the scene. When the rescue boat arrived, the 56-year-old Korean resident of Saipan named Sin-ho Nam was found floating face down. CPR was administered, where the male was taken to the Smiling Cove Marina and transported to CHCC. Dr. Orhinger pronounced Nam dead at 7:07 p.m. The caller told police that she and the male got into Lau Lau around 4:45. When they returned to shore, she noticed Nam change into his swim shoes and take his mask and snorkel. 30 minutes passed where she could not see the male before she called 911. One new positive case of COVID-19 has been identified in the Sinamai through travel screening. According to CHCC, the individual originated from a foreign country and was confirmed positive through fifth-day testing. The individual was already in quarantine and has been moved to isolated quarantine at Kanoa Resort. Contact tracing has been initiated, including those from the same flight. This brings the total of positive cases in the Sinamai to 135 since March of 2020. Judge Ramona Manglonia has ordered sanctions against IPI for failure to comply with a court order in a civil case that alleges wrongful termination.
Case is a civil action, Joshua Gray versus Imperial Pacific International, CNMI. Gray is represented by Bruce Berline and Bill Fitzgerald. Lawsuit originally filed in April of 2019, alleging wrongful termination in violation of public policy, wrongful failure to hire on 2 occasions, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. Court says IPI has been non-compliant with discovery requests, and they now need to pay additional attorney's fees and costs associated. Court also says declarations made to the court by IPI officials contradict deposition testimony, and Judge Mona Manglonio wants to know why. She has ordered IPI to produce a list of internal documents to the plaintiffs or face further sanctions, which could include a default judgment in the case. Status conference has been set for March.
Those living in the area of Sadogtasi will see a power outage this Friday. The Commonwealth Utilities Corporation says the scheduled power outage will be on Laguna Drive, Trinchera Lane, Nanak Drive, and Coastal Drive, and will occur from 8:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. The water wells that will be affected are Puerto Rico and Calhoun. Coming up, NMTI says goodbye to a man with strong passion for education and the CNMI's future. More details after the break.
For your smiles that give me endless pride. For our shared moments that become an endless treasure. And when I've taught you everything I know, I promise to always be here to watch you grow. You've got endless potential, son.
Access all you'll ever need, giving you endless data on your favorite social apps.
Winigi PHI Pharmacy in Gofadahi, Ihinim Lomo.
Our complete line of pharmaceuticals and lowest prices ensure you get the treatment that you deserve.
Our compassionate, friendly, multilingual staff will take the time to get to know you, explain your medications to you, and answer any questions that you may have.
Ngere ayor sumaye uhalweres ren, kuchu wayor safeye emal ebalisiu tlalyamweres.
Inumin ang inyong gamot ayon sa inireseta ng inyong doktor at alinsunod sa bilin ng inyong pharmaceutical.
We accept most insurance, but in case you don't have coverage, we offer cost-effective generic drugs.
PHI Pharmacy, your lifelong partner in health. PHI, the pharmacy you can trust.
Green sea turtles and hawksbill turtles call the Mariana Islands home. They are an important part of the marine ecosystem. They are under threat, and they are protected under CNMI law. Keep plastic out of the ocean. Keep vehicles off the beach. Use the Sea Turtle Stranding Hotline if you see poaching activities or if you see a turtle in trouble. Call 287-8537 and save a turtle.
Welcome back to the Channel 2 News. The Small Business Development Center is back at the Northern Marianas College, providing more opportunity for students and community members in starting their own business through the Small Business Administration.
The SBDC Small Business Development Center has been moved from the Department of Commerce to Building P at NMC in Astrolahi, servicing Saipan, Tinian, and Rhoda.
It was through a memorandum of agreement through the Pacific SBDC that is managed out of the University of Guam. So we had to go through a process where that MOA was signed between us and the University of Guam and the Pacific Islands SBDC network that had to approve that. Okay. And then of course the governor and lieutenant governor and the Secretary of Commerce were all supportive of the move of SBDC to move back to NMC.
SBDC provides free one-on-one counseling to potential and existing business owners, supporting the growth and economic development in the CNMI.
It's also part of our overall effort to build workforce development programs and build this private sector capacity of build the private sector of the CNMI. So we're helping to provide not just students but community members access and to training opportunities, to programs so that they can take that leap into opening their own businesses.
SBDC also offers free webinar training. A calendar of those services can be found at pacificsbdc.com.
As NMTI prepares to transition into a government entity, they prepare to say bye to one of their longest CEOs. Sally Lemus has this story.
as the outgoing chairman for the last 5 years. You know, we've been very, very adamant, and we were hopeful when the governor and the legislature transformed this humble nonprofit educational institution, the diamonds under our feet from our visionary founder, Uncle Tony Pellegrino, and the pioneering people at the time.
John Gonzalez is the son of a construction expatriate from the Philippines who came to Saipan in the 60s for work. Gonzalez says growing up, he understood the meaning of hard work and the value of trade skills. And that is why he decided to give his services to NMTI. As the administration switches, Gonzalez says he will forever be grateful to serve as the chairman of the board.
Thankful for this opportunity to assist. You know, we leave with a legacy of almost $20 million of federal aid through the United States Economic Development Administration, and of course U.S. Housing and Urban Development, HUD, totaling almost $20 million. So we leave that legacy to build a sophisticated, innovative technical institute on forward. And our goal is to make sure that we are certified, accredited, and that we become the regional technical institute, not only for our people, but the entire region.
Gonzalez says he will continue to offer his assistance to the governor and legislature at any time. I'm Sally Limas for KSPN News.
On Guam, samples of the COVID-19 virus have been sent to CDC to see if other variants exist on the island, and public corruption allegations are being looked into by a legislative committee. KUAM has these stories.
I'm Peter Santos. Here's what's making news on Guam. Any day now, we should have the results from the 20 samples sent to the CDC to determine whether any of the COVID variants have breached our borders. 10 of the samples are from COVID positives in the quarantine facility and 10 from the community. According to Public Health's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Felix Cabrera, there are 3 possible scenarios. 1, the results from the genomic sequencing can all turn up negative. 2, there could be a positive from the quarantine facility, which would show that the protocols in place are working. And 3,
and the last one is the one that we fear the most, is that if we find that it's already in the community, then that may change a lot of things here in terms of what we want to do. But at the same time, if it is in the community, and these are samples again that were from December and January, then and if it is found in the community, then that means that we've done that even though it's been in the community, that we've done a tremendous job of keeping it at bay. So that's how I would interpret that.
Dr. Cabrera says active discussions are underway on how they would respond if the samples show a positive for the variant on Guam. As we reported, Public Health will be routinely sending samples to the CDC to conduct genomic sequencing to track whether the variant is on island. Shady cops, police, and customs officers' involvement in the Guam drug world, marshals vacating warrants in exchange for bribes, physical abuse by public safety officers. These are just a few of the public corruption allegations made in the District Court of Guam. An oversight hearing with the judiciary of Guam has already been scheduled by Speaker Therese Terlahi, and now the Committee of Public Safety is taking steps to look into those allegations. Chairman Peter Terlahi addressed a letter to the Guam Police Department Chief Steve Ignacio requesting he launch a multi-agency internal affairs investigation. However, Senator Terlahi has deferred the overseeing of these operations to his colleague, Vice Chair Frank Bloss Jr.
Today, I'm actually having a meeting with my staff to lay out, first off, what course of action can we take, recognizing that we have, in government, we have our own role. I don't have no intention of crossing over, nor do I want to be able to, to take part or to be an impediment or to pry into, ongoing investigations if there are. Okay, so there's a very fine line to be able to, that I'm going to have to make sure that I stay on my side of it.
Senator Peter Terlahi's son, former deputy of the Department of Corrections, Joey Terlahi, has been named more than once as having a role in these accusations. During the FBI case agent's testimony, it was revealed that Joey Terlahi was allegedly at a barbecue with federal offender former Doña Mayor Jesse Blas, where he beat a woman and held her hostage for multiple days. Senator Blas has yet to schedule an oversight hearing with any of the local law enforcement agencies. Stay informed 24/7 with KUAM.com.
Thank you. All right, coming up, white coconuts are back in fashion on the tennis courts, that is.
The newest in entertainment lets you do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus. Watch your favorite live and local channels, stream movies and shows on TV, on your phone, and on your tablet, right from your Docomo Pacific Wi-Fi. No more wires, no more cable boxes, now with the best price. Do TV your way with Docomo Pacific D TV Plus.
Buy one, get one free for the off-road adventure at Mariana's Trekking. Come ride our side-by-sides at our best price ever and experience a great 90-minute trail ride. Rain or shine, hopefully rain. Book now at Mariana's Trekking. Saturdays and Sundays by reservation. Call 323-8735 or book at marianastrekking.com.
Hi, I'm Dre, one of the personal trainers here at Ghost Gym, and today I want to go over some exercises that you can easily apply into your current exercise program. Now I have here with me Vince, and he's going to be demoing some of those exercises. Now the first one today is going to be a one-arm dumbbell row. Before I have Vince here execute a few reps, what we want to remember with virtually any exercise is your setup. If you start in a bad position, it's not going to look good and it's certainly not going to feel good. So a common mistake with here is obviously a rounded upper back, and as you can see, he's not very rigid or stable. So what we're going to do is correct that just a little bit. So his supporting arm and his leg that's supported on the bench as well is going to, we want to lock that in. Open up that leg a little bit to allow for a better path on that dumbbell. With the elbows coming up way too high, you can see the shoulders riding forward, and that's not what we want. So ideally, what you want to think about is pulling with your elbows and stopping right at the midline of your body. So in this position right here, you can feel his entire upper back along with his core.
Tonight's sports brought to you in part by Tan Holdings through the Tan Su Lin Foundation, making communities a better place to live.
Buenas sports fans. Buenas sports fans, OOS, only on Saipan, talking about the Coconut Classic Tennis Tournament.
These are white coconuts from past years, trophies for this eternal tournament, thanks to original sponsor Bud White and White Coconut Computing. This year's haven't been picked and painted yet, or we would have pictured them instead of these that are now 30 feet tall. The history, when did it first start?
Oh, geez, I don't know, 25 years ago. This is my favorite tournament of the year. It's the most informal tournament.
Only on Saipan. You missed your match like Father Ryan did? No problem.
Your singles match is at 11. Oh, that doesn't matter. This is compass draw. Nobody gets knocked out.
All right, if you want to say this tournament's all mixed up, go ahead.
We have mixed up doubles teams. It's the only tournament I know like this in the world where we randomly pair an adult with a kid. So it really helps the kids to elevate their games and learn about the game by playing with an adult. We have 36 mixed up doubles teams.
Like golfers, tennis players welcome back competition.
We're just so happy to be out here. This is our first tournament since COVID shut everything down.
Play continues with singles and doubles championships this weekend at American Memorial Park.
The first island-wide golf tournament is in the books and people are happy. I mean, are these happy days or what?
The Rotary Club sponsored this one-day, two-man scramble at Lau Lau Bay Golf Resort East Coast on an ideal Saturday morning that some would argue is why golf courses were invented. Top businesses around the island sponsored the various holes. It was a day to feel good. Great to be alive.
Crushed it. Is this a staying alive team?
Yeah. How do you know?
Dude, I come here, I listen to Staying Alive. Tell me about your Staying Alive team.
Just trying to stay in competition with the rest.
The format, combined with fast greens and perfect weather conditions, helped lower scores.
There you go. There you go.
Oh
my God.
Ben Jones Jr. with his second shot.
That's beautiful. Beautiful Ben.
Easy ball. Holy moly.
Ben Jones Sr. with the praying mantis putting style.
Hey!
Don't give me no lip.
Joe Kamikaze Camacho and his son Xerxes shot an incredible low gross of 58. Double Peoria winner was the tandem of Yashiro Sato and Juko Ishikawa. In the history of KSPN2 Sports, we've never had a Pete Ray Disc Golf highlight. Here it is, for the bird and for immortality.
Beautiful. Wow!
Top play of the year. Pete, now the fact that Diego was rooting against you, did that help Mike motivate you?
It pushes me.
Here's the windup and the pitch.
I don't believe what I just saw!
Go-karts, off-roading, and the driving range now open at Marianas Trekking. Go-kart track will be open Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays with 50% off when you book online at marianastrekking.com, hours 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. Use the promo code HAFA50 to get your discount. Off-roading is open too by reservation. Come on a 90-minute trail ride that is perfect for families. Book online at marianastrekking.com. Golfers, come practice on the driving range. You can even pay online and we will have the balls waiting for you. Come see us weekends at Marianas Trekking, 323-8735. Do you have the flexibility to work out between 9 a.m. and 3 p.m.? At Gold's Gym, we call this off-peak, and it can save you money. Short-term daytime memberships on sale now, just $59 per month, and gets you access to the biggest and cleanest fitness center on island. Get yourself healthy and strong. Check out Gold's Gym today.
Today's high temperature 86, the low 78, 75% humidity. Partly cloudy skies tomorrow. Isolated showers, east winds 10 to 15, high 86, low 77. Seas 4 to 6 feet. Sunrise 6:40. High tide at 5 hours later. Sunset at 6:21. That is your news, sports, and weather on this midweek edition of the KSPN2 News. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you back here on Friday night.